Hi, and welcome to episode 52 of Girlfriends Knitting. It seems like it has been way more than a year, because it has, but we are just now on our 52nd episode. And there's been a lot of breaks, as y'all know, for the various things that have been going on this year. It has been quite a year. Some really good things, some really bad things. And I just want to start off the podcast by thanking you all so much for watching the podcast this year, for supporting me in my knitting habit, for being so sweet to me. Last week's episode got wonderful response, and it just meant so much to me and so much to Amy for your generosity and your kind words and your sweet notes. A special thank you to Deb C. Quilts and LK Memphis. Thank you so much for your generosity. And I just, again, want to thank you all so much. And that is from Amy as well. She wanted to be sure that I told you that we meant to record this weekend, but I was traveling out of town and it did not happen. So let's jump into some knitting and some prize giveaways. First of all, FOs. I don't have any FOs this week. I do have some works in progress, though. I'm only going to show you the ones that I've actually worked on this week. So let's start with the one I've probably done the most on, which is my Steady Stripe. I always say Steady Stripe, and it's not. It's Stripe Steady. I'm trying to pull up some of this from Ravelry so you can see. So here is the Striped Steady Shawl by Vera Valimaki, and I love this pattern. I love making this shawl. I actually managed to get to the end of a row. Yay! And I'm actually managing to show you the correct side. So it is an asymmetrical shawl, as you can see. And I'm knitting it out of a green and a purple because this is going to be for my Stocking Knit Zombies Knitpocalypse knit along. So this is the top, and it's knit top down. Lovely, lovely, easy to memorize pattern. Very fun to do. I'm knitting it on my Chalgu red lace, which I love, size 6. I had originally started it on my signature size 6, but the cable on the Chalgus, as you can see, it's a coated wire. The cable on the signatures is a black, sort of a rubbery material. And so with these really long shawls, it sticks. That, at least I found it stick. This cable, the stitches, as you can see, slide really easy. So I found that I was able to go much faster using this needle because the stitches slid better. That allowed me to switch over to my signature 6s for making those crisscross coveys, that second pair that I made of those. That worked much better because I was able to magic loop, and I find that I'm liking magic looping better on my signatures than on my Chalgus. So you may experience this too, and if you have, please tell me about it and tell me what your thoughts are. I'm really finding that there are certain tools that are better for certain projects. And I'm finding that I prefer my red lace needles for my shawls. I prefer my signatures for things worked in the round or with a stickier yarn. I find that if it's a more rustic wool, that my signatures work better. I prefer them, I should say. And then I'm preferring my Hiya-Hiyas for my sock knitting. I don't know if that's just something that's my weirdness or if that's typical. So let me know what y'all think about that. Let me show you how much progress I've made. So you see my little doohickey here? And so I've actually made 3 stripes worth of progress on the shawl. So I think that's quite a bit of progress. I am knitting it out of Cascade Heritage Silk in this sort of a lime green colorway, of course, for the Stocking Knit Zombies. And then Cascade Heritage Hand Paints in this really pretty purpley blue variegated. And I'm going to knit until I run out of green. So as you can see, I don't have all that much more to go on this shawl. So I'm going to be finishing it up pretty soon. And I have a bunch of things in the queue that I need to get cast on this month. Some of them a little bit secretive, so I may or may not be able to show you, but we'll see. All right, so that's the first one. Let me again go back to my projects and pull up the second one that I'm working on. I wasn't able to show you a picture last time, but it is Gail's Nightsong. So let me pull up this picture. Isn't that gorgeous? It just reminds me so much of peacocks. And because of the peacockness of it, when I was given this yarn, it's a Wool Mize in the Puff and Nog colorway, sock weight yarn. It just screamed peacock to me. And this was one of the very first shawls that I found that I just really, really wanted to do. And one of the first lace projects that I just really wanted to attempt and tackle. And I've learned so much about lace, about reading my pattern. I ordered some blocking wires and they have come in, so I can't wait to get this finished and blocked. Last week I was through 4 of the 8 repeats of the pattern, and I have finished 1 more repeat. So I did 1 more repeat on this week. It looks small right now on the needles, but you have to remember, A, it's half the size it's going to be, and B, once it's blocked to high heaven, you know, it's going to stretch considerably. I love how the pattern is showing up. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. Yay! So that's my second one. The third project is a brand new project that I cast on this week. And I'm knitting it out of Little Eaton Cottontail in this green. It doesn't have it's color 7515, doesn't have a color number on it. But it is 100% cotton, which I hope will be good for the person who is getting this project. Yay. All right, so let me find this project. Why is it not on here? Ah, here it is. It's at the very bottom because I haven't put that I started it yet, even though I did. It is the After Hours Woodcutter by Kelly Brooker, and it is an adorable little sweater, and it's going to be a little sweater for a little man who is on his way. I cannot wait. If you've been watching the podcast for a while, you'll remember about this time last year, it was May, I believe, a very close dear friend of mine and colleague was getting married, and I knit her a gorgeous little lace blue handkerchief for her wedding. This is going to be for her little baby. So a few months after they got married, they found out that they were expecting a little one, and it's going to be a little boy. And so I just love this. It's got a little leaf design on each side. And then it's going to have a little button trim at the top. I haven't yet picked out my buttons. Any suggestions on buttons would be greatly appreciated. And hopefully, as you can see, I'm still on the first ball, and I have a little bit left of the first ball. I have 1 more repeat of the leaf before I do the top. So that should give me enough for the second ball. So I should be able to finish it up with these 2. So I'm hoping, because I, have a third ball, I'll be able to make him a hat too. I'm really hoping that I can kind of steal the pattern from this cute, cute little vest and incorporate it into a little simple hat for him as well. I think it's going to be adorable. So that is something that is in the works right now, and I've had a blast working on that. So that's the works in progress. So now let's jump to the cow. I'm so excited. All right, so let me pull up here our FO thread. We had, as you can see, 27 entries, and I just love each and every one of them. I hate to pull out a favorite, but I do have a favorite. It is this one right here, Cookie Lady Knits, the crisscross cuppies. The way this striped yarn turned out in this pattern, I am so in love with. And again, that's not to detract from anybody else who made one of these. They are so beautiful. Look at that variegated and the gorgeous little cats in the cradle. They are so beautiful, all of them. Little Miss Sadie. I was just so thankful to you all for knitting these. Isn't that one gorgeous? Oh, I love it. So, got some gorgeous wisteria sock patterns. I'm just so pleased and happy with all of you for doing this for me. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. So, on my randomnumber.org, let's generate a number. Number 8. Woohoo! Let's find out who number 8 is. Kitty Girl, Little Boy Blue. It's so cute. Okay, so let me write that down. Kitty Girl. And I'm going to say that the first one is going to be this bag. So I'm going to send you this lovely, gorgeous bag made by our very own Ginger of Absolute Wonder. So, Kitty Girl, send me a PM. I want to know that you have heard, but I do think I have your address. So, let me see. Let me put down bag. All right, so let's generate another one. This one is going to be for the super awesome stitch markers. They're rubber O-rings, and I have found with size 9, 10.5, 10, 11 needles, knitting some of those larger projects, these are great. So I'm sending that off. Let's generate a new number, number 11. Woohoo! I have so much fun giving stuff away. PK Jewelry! All right, so she is getting these O-ring stitch markers. I do have them in pink as well. So pretty, if you'd rather the pink instead of the green, let me know. Otherwise, you're going to get the green. Then last but not least, the skeins of Bobbly, the Barocco Bobbly. It is 42% wool, 35% acrylic, 23% viscose. It's what I made my abalone out of, and I had 2 full, never been used skeins. And so I'm going to give those away as a pair, so you're going to get both skeins. Number 3. Jeanette 93. Yay, Jeanette! Alright, so she's getting the yarn. Alright, so I'm pretty sure that I have each of you your addresses already, but just in case I don't, please PM me those so that I can get those out to you. Thank you all so much. I'm so excited. So that is that, but I've done this before. I love doing it. I do. I have a surprise for everybody. I have a new pattern coming out, hopefully within the next 2 weeks. And it is a slip stitch sock pattern that I'm calling my Mountain Cabin Socks. Remember I told you when I was up in the mountains in Gatlinburg, I was working on something special for y'all? A sock pattern. Everybody who entered in the cow will be gifted the sock pattern. So that is coming up. It is going to be a pay-for pattern, but everybody who entered in the cow is going to get that. So I have made the first one, but I'm going to wait to show it off until I have it all ready and printed. So be looking for that in your emails in the next few weeks. So I'm so excited about that. Then, last but not least, you will see so you want some Hippie Penguin yarn? Let me show you the awesomeness that I have. So, Hippie Penguin, love her to death. She has Hippie Penguin podcast. Hillary, she began knitting up some podcaster colors. And it is 100% superwash merino, 400 yards. And it's in the Girlfriend's Knitting colorway because you know me and pink. Gotta be pink, right? So I bought me one. It's going to become a shawl of some awesomeness. And then I bought you one too. So you will be getting some awesome sauce yarn. But in order to get awesome sauce yarn, I will draw for this in 2 weeks. Let's do 2 weeks. I want you to go to this thread. So you want some hippie penguin yarn, and I want you to tell me why you want the yarn, and then something positive about the yarn, your love of pink, the podcast, something wonderful in your life in general, anything really, just something positive. It's going to be a positive thread. And you'll win, again, it'll be a random drawing, some hippie penguin yarn. I'm so excited about that. And then Hillary sent me a cute little button. I love my buttons. So that is what has been going on. Yay! All right, so let's talk about fitness. Hasn't been going great, mainly because traveling, I don't tend to eat very well when I travel. I tend to think, oh, it's freebie, I can eat whatever I want, which is not good. I'm really loving the MyFitnessPal. And I'm Call Shirley on there. Please friend me if you are on MyFitnessPal at all. I'm using it in place of Weight Watchers. I just really think that I can get the same things that I was enjoying from Weight Watchers with the MyFitnessPal, and yet more people are on MyFitnessPal that I am currently friends with. So that I have several reasons for wanting to transfer over. So it's nothing against the Weight Watchers tool. I just feel like the MyFitnessPal can do some of the same things, at least the things that I am most interested in. I have lost 1.6 pounds in the 3 weeks since I have been on it. Amy claims that she sees a change in my inches. I have not measured though. I did measure at the beginning, so I can measure and verify that, but I have not measured, so I don't know if that's accurate or not, or her just being sweet. But we will do some measurements and find out. Some things that I have been suggested is Plover Bird suggested a movie called Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead because I'm really trying to learn more about nutrition and fitness. So I'm definitely going to check out that movie. I have not yet done that, but I plan on doing that. I also found some information about how you need to focus on balancing your carbs and your proteins and your sugars to keep your blood sugar levels consistent. Because if your blood sugar levels are consistent, then your hormones will also be more consistent, which also can help lead to better weight loss. So I'm going to work on that. And there's some things like orange juice first thing in the morning that'll spike your blood sugar. That's not going to be a good thing. And then last, I heard this quote and I thought it was wonderful, and so I wanted to share it. You can't exercise your way to better nutrition. And that is so true. And I have really been trying to do that, and it's not going to work. So I really have to focus on better nutrition and better food quality. So whole foods, real foods, non-processed foods, and continue with the exercising. We are definitely getting to the gym quite a bit. We did exercise while we were on the coast, used the beach and the water, and so it was fun, but yet at the same time very strenuous. Probably one of the harder exercises and workouts that we've done because the sand adds a level of difficulty that just regular pavement does not. So very motivated. I really feel like this is going to be it. And then I have a 1 mile fun run walk on Friday morning at 6:30. So I do hope to podcast again this coming weekend. It may be late again simply because I am traveling again this coming weekend. So there will be another podcast within the next week. It just may be again next Monday instead of this Friday or Saturday. So we will see how that turns out. But I will definitely tell you about my run. So I hope this has been a fun podcast. I hope you can tell me some wonderful positive things to win some awesome pink yarn. And if you won one of our knit along prizes, send me a PM. See you next week. Bye-bye.